Hello you! How are you doing, folks? It's Sunday night and we're back once again for about 5 people listening delight. It's audio through. And tonight it's the turn of Wendy Padbury, Fraser Hines, a second Doctor Ellie adventure with The Wreck of the Worlds. Yes, Fraser Hines had a knack for doing stories with the word wreck in them, and now he's on board with another one. We have the setting of the world. We have a big giant that likes to knock things about. Didn't last very long, right enough. We have the Doctor and co stumbling into a situation which they have to remedy, where there's a wee bit of backstabbing galore. What do you think about this tale? Well, you're about to find out. Before we get to that, let's get to this. What's who joined us this evening? Joining us from, well, Mass at Sue. How are we doing, Sue?
Awesome. Go Celtics.
Don't you dare. I know, you're talking about the basketball team. I just remember I see it's Mr. Will Medina. How are you doing, man?
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Good to see you, mate. Down in the bowels of hell, here's a beard that must be filled. This is Tim Wells. Timbo, I got it.
Hello.
Good to see you, mate. Joining us from Tottenham, with his light on, it's Philip Archer. How are we doing, Phil?
Good evening, one and all.
Good to see you. Jake, how are you, mate?
Good evening and thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure, mate. And down under, he has the thunder. It's Monday morning. AJ, how are you, mate?
Good morning from Silent Hill.
Yes, and apparently it's raining where he is, so don't piss him off. He's getting Wales weather at present. So, the Wreck of the World, guys. Wendy Padbury has someone at her level with the brain mass in young 20. We have the Doctor. We have the Corvette. The Corvettes, is that how you pronounce that? The ghost-like entities? Yeah.
Corvus.
Corvus, yeah. We have the Corvus. We have Commander Lan and the crazy old battle axe herself, Professor, here we go.
Blavatsky.
Blavatsky. I knew it was some type of Polish name, but there we go. Yeah, she's not all as she seems. So what do we think of this little tale? All right, Philip, opening thoughts on the Wreck of the World, mate. Wendy Padbury and Fraser Hines.
1 minute, sorry. Oh, fuck. This file
Yes,
over there.
indeed, Philip. Hello, yeah.
Right, do you know what? I found it very rambling, and quite a lot was going on, and I couldn't really... It kept distracting me.
You sat and listened to it on one sitting, didn't you?
Yeah. There was too much going on. But I will say there were bits with it that were quite good. I did like certain characters, like Gnostic. Mm-hmm. Although she was flipping annoying with all that repetitive talk that she does.
Human, yeah.
Yeah, basically that. And what's the one called, the big giant one called, that punched Jamie down a corridor a couple of times?
Porthentis. He was quite good. I quite liked him. Greg,
It did remind me of you, though, Graham. He has that kind of Graham.
I beg your pardon.
And there's another one I liked. Oh, 20,
yeah.
Because I thought that Zoe would sort of like fall in love with him because they were quite similar.
It was implied. It was never remained.
Yeah, I know, but that was a nice little bonding situation.
Well, the minute you realised that, you should have realised it was for the chop come the end of the story. Come on.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, mate.
Those were good characters. The story itself was just a bit rambling for me, that's all.
Oh, right, mate, no problem. AJ, how about you, mate? Open thoughts?
I didn't mind the story. I didn't even mind the robot in this one because it was, you know, it's a million years in the future, you know, you expect that sort of thing. It felt a bit like the movie Pandorum to me a bit, where the humans have become sort of savage, you know, the ones that were left over, and they're sort of eating the other people inside the ship. I just love the whole idea of the Corvus, you know, there's a cult in space. It's just amazing. Also, the very beginning when they're narrating the opening of the story, I could actually picture that in my mind back in the 60s, you know, having a little model sitting there floating on a string. You got like this little mannequin hanging out off to the side of it. That would have been killer.
In the Astro suit, yeah. All right, cool, mate. Jake, how was this one for you, mate? Open thoughts?
Considering this was the writer's first ever big finish, I thought he did a bloody good job. I thoroughly enjoyed this story. It had all my favourite elements of a Doctor Who story, but like a base under siege sort of story, dark and creepy, horror elements, sci-fi elements, different monsters, a really sinister villain. That when what they called sleepers were like creeping up, and I thought it was great writing for this story. It fits it all together. And Wendy Padbury, props to her, because she was so fucking good in this story. I think everyone was. I loved every single character, and this story put a great big smile on my face by the time I listened to it.
Okay, mate. Hashtag first fucking F-bomb. Sue, how about you?
I love Wendy Padbury, like Jake said, and I thought it was rambling a bit too, like Philip said, but it had a quality to it, and the writer did a really good job. I was listening to the special features, and he didn't speak about color at all. So I mean, he basically wrote this thing in black and white. It was really cool.
All
so,
right, mate.
yeah, so it was wonderful.
Okay. Well, what do you reckon, mate?
It's not a bad story. It might be a little too long because it was, it's a full part of it. It could be chopped here and there. The nonsense was in the beginning was very annoying, but when you realized at the end how helpful she was, it was a little bit sad to see that she stayed in the end because she needed the chip for the energy to survive like that. Yep. I thought maybe the Doctor could have created an alternate power source for her. But Wendy did a good job at the character wise. I think since this is a long story, it could have eliminated Wendy Padbury doing some of the narration. And since this was directed by Lisa Bauman, she could have done the narration because she don't play no character at all. So she could have been doing the narration. So her voice could have started out differently. But when Wendy was doing the narration, I thought a few times she was still doing her character. So I got a little bit confused. I had to go back and listen to it again and realize she's just explaining something as a narrator. So I think that got to be changed here and there.
Sure, you don't want the 8th Doctor to show up too.
That'd be cool, but it's not his story.
Well, okay, praise to our buddy Oyster again, and obviously Will's trying to get us some more zeros on our paycheck for that day's session.
She got an old man fee, so it's going to be good.
Well, let's not go there. Timbo, what do you reckon, man?
Well, as has already been said, it's a good story. It's got a lot of neat ideas, and it's a great story for Wendy Padbury because she gets a lot to do for a change. It's got some interesting takes on the crew. Like it seems like Jamie has no patience for the Doctor a lot of the time. That was pretty cool. I really liked that Portento's character. I thought he was amazing, and I was just really kind of sad that he got pulled out so quick. I mean, but what you can do. I mean, it was a fun story. I mean, I think it was cool how he immediately had a sort of relationship with Jamie where they were like trying to one up each other, even though obviously this guy's a lot stronger. But how they promised they would drink to each other's God or whatever in the next life or something because they knew they were about to die. I thought that was really cool.
There you go.
But yeah, it was a good story. It might have been a little too long, but it was a lot of fun. The robot, like has been said, was kind of irritating at the beginning, but as the story went on, you realize it was a pretty important character to the whole thing. So I dig it.
Okay, mate. Yeah, and for me, guys, I agree with the general consensus of the group with this one. Decent tale. Like Tim, I enjoyed the big friendly giant, even though he roughed Jamie up a bit a few times before they came to an understanding. The concept of the Corvus was pretty cool. Fraser Hines playing double duty as Jamie, and good old number 2 is as bang on as ever. And for some reason, the sleepers, or the Corvus, whatever you want to call them, they gave me kind of flashbacks to the ghost-like elements type villain in Before the Flood and Under the Lake. But
you're gone.
That's just me. I don't know if anybody else took in for that, but but enjoyable outing. You have something to say on that, Phil?
I was going to say that particular scene where you're saying that they're crawling over the hull of the ship. It kind of reminded me of that Peter Capaldi episode. What's it? You know that one where he went blind?
Oh, Oxygen.
Yeah, it reminded me of Oxygen with all those zombie type astronauts crawling over the.
Okay, that's a good comparison. That's maybe a better one than I had. You bastard. But yeah, fine, cool. So guys, what's that? Any events that stand out for you within this tale? Because I believe I've already mentioned some characters. So, anything stand out?
The extravehicular activity, her spacewalk was really cool.
And also when they were in the central hall of the spaceship, and it was just huge, and you could hear it, how big it was on the inside. And it was, I mean, it was creepy at that point, like all the zombies, all the skeletons. Yeah, it was really cool.
All right, cool. DJ, that's stand up for you, mate.
Yeah, I like that scene with all the corpses crawling around on the outside of the ship. I'd actually pay money to have seen that in a Doctor Who classic episode. That would have been really cool. Also, the scene where Jamie gets punched across the ship twice.
Loved it.
Ah!
Gregor yeah. Excellent. Jake, anything stand up for you, mate?
It was very Oxygen meets Ark in Space, and I really liked that. And as I said earlier, every single character I had a connection with, like the Stegosaurus type one. Tim said his name earlier. He was really good. They should have kept him longer. And I love the scene where the second Doctor's trying to estimate how long this corridor is, so he gets his recorder out and starts tooting tunes. I did like this story. It was proper, a solid, good story for me.
All righty.
That's what I was mentioning. That's cool.
There you go. Well, that's stand up for you, mate.
Well, of course, the robot stood out real good because how helpful she was to Zoe in a lot of situations, like when she was running out of oxygen and when the ship was crumbling apart like that, and of course warning her when the creature was coming, and then of course she ended up helping Jamie. Another one, what I'd say is a little bit of an annoyance that the crew that the Doctor met, all of them got bumped off because of certain situations.
Yeah.
I like, wow, nobody can go home, man, when it comes to the Doctor, huh?
Casualty of war, you know, yeah.
Yeah, that was a little bit bugged out. But what was unusual is even though at the ending we see the Doctor leaving like that, we don't hear anything what happens with that sort of all those relics and all that stuff afterwards. Like, I would like to know what happened to it, if anybody else went there, you know, if anything. And of course, does that creature that was controlling all these things, does it ever return again in any future story? That'd be interesting to find out.
All righty. Philip, that'll be a minute.
Let me. What you just said there, Will, about the creature thing. I thought I assumed it was the professor, whatever her name is, who was controlling those sleepers.
No, she was inhabited.
She was inhabited, Blavatsky, but that she was the big villain was using her like giving her permission to control them like that. But if you notice later on when the other chick was being controlled, she couldn't do nothing. She was just oh, she's useless, man. I better have this one. Like that.
Basically, that's my standout for her. The character of the professor, where she's being all like that.
All right. Well, while we brought them up, who played that Polish chick?
Blavatsky was played by Richenda Carey.
And Captain Lon?
Commander Lon was by Judith Ruddy.
Okay, there you go.
And to finish the other ones, 20 was by Adam Newington and Pothinus by Don McCockendale.
There you go, Big Don. Had a big Don, so he done well, even though he only done one part. So there you go. Timbo, hitting for you, mate.
Well, I have a question because I'm guessing the writer didn't know about it, but since the whole bit with Zoe having to wear a suit and have an oxygen supply, I mean, it's been established since then. I know it wasn't like that in the 60s, but that there's a sort of air curtain around the TARDIS because we've seen like where Donna waves goodbye to her granddad and like Amy's hanging out on, you know, and even back with the Doctor and Sarah Jane looking out with the Mask of Mandragora at the beginning, remember? So I'm just curious if the writer maybe just didn't know that. I mean, going into it because he makes a big to-do about her wearing a suit and how much oxygen she has. And it seems like that would have been a moot point these days. But
I know it depends how far out she was. I don't know.
Can I just make a point about that? Wasn't the TARDIS broken from the events of the Mind Rubber?
It had a crack in it, apparently. That's why she was out there to repair it.
And that's why she was.
Oh, this is after the whole Wanda. All right, hang on. This is after the whole Wanda fiction thing, yeah. So
okay, then that's the reason.
That could explain it.
I mean, it doesn't take anything away from the story. I just thought it was an interesting point that they didn't keep that in mind or whatever. But like the writer said, he never really watched so much Doctor Who, so I think he
grew up in Brazil, wasn't he? Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah.
Yep. But other than that, yeah, the Porthentis they got rid of him way too quick. He was a good character.
Yeah,
it was kind of sad, but maybe they're just going with it. You can't have too much of a good thing there, I guess. But
yeah,
I thought he was one of the better characters.
Yeah, I enjoyed him too, I must admit.
I do agree with Will that it could have been cut down a bit. It was just way too long.
I'd probably agree with that. Maybe about 15, 20 minutes. Maybe 5 minutes after each part, you know. But, you know, it doesn't detract for the story. Sometimes less is more, as you say, you know. Did I get everybody there? I'm confused. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I did. If I miss you, raise your hand. No? All right. Oh, Mike posting the cast anything else you want to bring up before we get this rated in the can, folks.
Well,
yeah, I like.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead. Ladies first.
Thank you. I liked the fact that 20 called the Doctor Granddad. I noticed that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, he seemed pretty aghast by that.
It was
Anything else good?
It was interesting that whatever his name is, I'm going to call him Porthos just for the sake of it. That Porpheus kind of had knowledge of Jamie's battles. When he said to him, "What battles you've been in?" and he's like, "Beloved," and he's like, "Oh yeah, brave."
What clan? Yeah.
Yeah, what clan? And I like that. That's a nice little touch.
Okay.
It'd be interesting if he met Leela. That'd be really cool.
Ooh.
you know, a question. Even though the one that grandmother didn't like Blavatsky, she figured out that the Doctor's a time traveler. I wonder how.
I didn't like her. She said I couldn't pronounce her name.
But Porthentis also knew that you know, Jamie and they were time travelers. But it was funny. Did Porthentis tell them like that, or did he figure it out by himself that they were time travelers?
I think the majority of folk figured it out by themselves. And that's for what I remember.
Did you notice that some of the music sounded like a ping pong game?
Yeah.
Really weird.
I got that vibe.
Especially when Jamie got hit.
Anything else, guys?
Yeah, they used the wrong sonic screwdriver effect in this one.
Oh God, that right actually took to the back room and whipped like a government mule.
No, the sound effects people, because they're supposed to keep the right effects, aren't they? For the time period.
Someone must be fired now. Yeah.
I agree.
Why did they have a different one?
Because it was sort of a trilling, bubbling noise back then. And they're using the modern one. They're using the 10th Doctor or 11th Doctor sonic sound.
Yeah, well.
I can't believe you heard that, but that's good ears, AJ.
Yeah, good ears, AJ.
Yeah, I hear it all the time.
You know the way that when the story ended, and the robot said goodbye to Zoe.
Zoe, yeah.
I bet you if this was done on TV, that I don't know how the robot would have shed a tear because notice the way that Zoe was telling her how she made herself learn to cry like that. So
I got confused about that part because I thought it was 20. She had that discussion with not a bloody robot.
Yeah, but it's what happened at 20. So she told the robot how she made herself cry.
All right.
So then that's on the way when they left, you heard the robot saying to goodbye to Zoe.
No, that was fine, but I assumed she was talking to 20's body well dead corpse until the robot chimed in at the end. I'm going, oh, all right, it was a robot. Go figure. All right, if there's nothing else, guys. No. Then what?
No, I'll just say nothing with.
Okay, then I guess it's that time again.
To wish everybody a safe and happy Memorial Day weekend. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, to the folks in the States, enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. For us in the UK, it's just a bank holiday, but fucking enjoy it anyway. All right. Yeah, we know, Phil. The post office isn't open, your life's going to be hell. Wreck-It the Titan. Doctor Who, The Early Adventures, Season 4, Story number 4. Wendy Padbury and Fraser Hines. Jake, what do you give us out of 10, buddy?
A great story for me with some great elements, great characters, great monsters, great creepy atmosphere. So I'm giving this a solid 10 out of 10.
Ah, there you go. Fireworks all round. Call the midwife. Philip, what do you give us out of 10, mate?
I'm going to give this a 7. I mean, it was rambling, but it was a good story if you can keep your head in gear with it. So A 7 for me.
Yeah, 7-star admirable. AJ, what's the number from Down Under?
I'm going to give it 9.5 out of 10. It felt more like sort of a horror movie in space than a sci-fi. So,
Alrighty. Sue, what say you?
I say about a 9 out of 10. It was just beautiful and stuff. And I love extravehicular activity. Anybody want to know the why? Because it's cool to do spacewalks.
I'll never forget where I was when I heard the news. Whoa, what do you give this number, man?
I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. A little bit too long and could have been sent here and there, but it's a good story anyway. I will listen to it again, but I give it an 8.
It is great. And Timbo, what's Techie Co say this fine Sunday evening?
I'm going to give it a 9. I thought it was really good. I didn't really have any problems with it, really. So.
Alrighty, a 9 for Texas. And for me, I'll concur with Mr. Medina. I'll give this an 8 out of 10. Just a shade too long for me. But other than that, I saw it out for number 2 and his TARDIS crew back in 1968. So, yeah, go watch a Mind Robber and go listen to this. That'll really fuck you up. So, yeah, done, dusted, finito, and in the can for the evening, folks.
Oh, God.
And with that, hang on, wait for it, Phil. It just leaves us to tell you what we're tackling next week. It's back with Tim Trior, able standing in for the late great John Pertwee, alongside Katie Manning and Phil.
Is it a Legend of Simon?
No, it's called The Tyrants of Logic.
Say that again, Will.
The Tyrants of Logic.
The Tyrants of Logic. Rufus Hound guest stars as the meddling monk. Philip will love that. So we'll take in a unit story with Free, Joe and Monkey, and we'll see how it gets on next week with the Tyrants of Logic, and we'll look forward to that. And with that, guys, we are done, dusted, finito, and in the can for the evening. Please check out our bodies in the wonderful wackety world of the YouTube. You get the guys and dolls that Geeks Assembled with our movies, TV, and audio head reviews. You get Dr. Freedom with his news broadcast, his Omega Files, and the adventures of Dr. Freedom and Eric. You get Johnny Boy with Sammy Carter, Mick Shannon, whenever he's on the line. Like, share, comment, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down. We're getting the hell on out of here. I'm going to get some whiskey, and I'm going to go bombard Twitter until they re-fucking instate Lucifer.
Oh, go on, Greg.
Okay, and with that, we are out of here. Take care of yourself, folks, and each other, and better the devil you know. Good night, folks.
Be seeing you.